Periodically, I put out questions in my community forum asking, what questions do you want me to answer? And I get a range of questions. And so here's one of them that I thought this one's worth addressing because I've seen a real uptick in rhetoric in the comments in my threads lately that have been fairly divisive. How can the left and the right talk about political issues they ought to be united on, like Ukraine, in a way that don't polarize more people? How can each side talk about political issues on a case-by-case basis without hurting people into preordained packages about political views and avoid mixing unrelated and contended issues together and thereby making cooperation impossible? It's a great question. The answer to that is really part of your disposition, how you are as a human. If you are looking for ways that we can find unity, where we can get along, where we can get together, we're going to find it. If your disposition is to find differences and to fight, you're going to find it. So I would argue that the best course of action is to see how people are working towards supporting Ukraine and then appreciating how they're supporting Ukraine. So I'm a Republican. I know I'm suspect to many people in this community. Okay. That's all right, but I have 1,300 videos and thousands of hours of time spent on this and working on fundraisers and writing my congressman, my senator, and Mike Johnson. I've been working at it. So if I'm somehow disqualified because I'm a Republican, that's not about me. That's about you. So I would say if that's your focus, look at the things that people are doing and appreciate those things and move those things forward. They don't have to do everything. You have written your congressman. Good job. You've written your congressman. I appreciate that you've done that. That's the way that we ought to be focused about these kind of things. We'll get a lot further with unity than we will if we try to be divisive. Greg Terry talks about this a lot. Look, he says, I don't care if you're a Republican or Democrat, if you're an atheist or a Christian, if you're black or white or some other race, it doesn't matter. If you support Ukraine, you support Ukraine. That's what we should be focused on. Now, with that approach, we have now raised in this second campaign, now in the first campaign from Christmas that Greg and Johnny Pierce and I and Rick the Ukrainian and some others have been working on. In that first campaign, we raised upwards of $150,000, maybe up closer to $200,000. I'm not exactly sure what the total was before we launched the second campaign, which launched 10 days ago now. And we're now north of $170,000 raised in that campaign, doing good work, helping Ukraine. Don't focus on the things that are not working to purist standards. Focus on the things that are actually getting done. Right? In the second campaign, we even have a broader coalition, which includes Johnny Pierce, of course, Greg, Rick the Ukrainian, Mercado, Warthog, the Shills. And so this is unity, and you get things done with unity. Focus on the things that unite us rather than the things that divide us, and you'll get a lot further in life. Okay, I hope that answers your question. Thanks for your time. Thank you for being the kind of person that cares about Ukraine.